getting ready to film today's video, and I have my little filming partner right here. Say hello to everybody, Miss Luna. Welcome back to my channel. We have Luna hanging out on the bed behind me. I thought we could do something different and do just like a fun sit-down video today playing the game Would You Rather. I thought it would be really fun to do that, but flight attendant edition. So with that said, I asked you all here on YouTube and on Instagram to ask me any would you rather questions that revolve around traveling and or being a flight attendant. You guys asked me some awesome questions, so let's get into it. The first one is, would I rather work in first class or main cabin? Okay, so I'm gonna answer a lot of these as if I was traveling as a regular passenger or if I was working. So if I was traveling as a regular passenger, yeah, I would rather sit in first class. I mean, I feel like everybody would choose first class if they could. In terms of working, I used to prefer working in first class and doing business and all of that, but the more years that I have flown, I actually prefer to work in main cabin now. Working in first class is a lot of fun, but it's also very fast-paced. There is more work to it, in my opinion. It's a much more like elevated service, and just as a whole, it is exhausting. So I think consistently, I would rather work in main cabin than in first class. But it is fun to work every once in a while, but I don't know, my preferences have just changed. I like to be in coach now. Would I rather have an early morning sign-in at the airport for work or a late sign-in? I would much rather have a late sign-in. I prefer my beauty sleep. I don't like waking up before probably 7 a.m. Yeah, because then I'm just like really tired. And I'm more of a morning person than a night person, but I'm not like a super early morning person. Like, there's some people who can wake up at like 3, 4, 5 in the morning and they're just perfectly awake and ready to go and ready to take on the day. I'm more of like a 7 to 9 kind of girl. And then I prefer later signings too, because then I can sleep in a little longer and I can actually do things during the day. I can go work out, I can go to the grocery store, I can hang out with Eric and Luna. I can live more of like a full day before I go to work, if that makes sense. So that's why I prefer later sign-ins. Also, I live an hour away from the airport now, so I prefer to give myself plenty of time to get to work rather than waking up super early in the morning and feeling rushed to get there. Would I rather be a flight attendant but remain single forever or have my dream partner and work an office job? Okay, so my first reaction is I already have the best of both worlds. I already have my dream partner and I get to be a flight attendant. So I truly feel so fortunate that I have found both. But if I had to choose between the two, I would choose having a dream partner and working an office job, because as much as I love being a flight attendant, I love being in love even more. Like, I wouldn't want to give up having the love of my life, that feeling of home, like that person is your home, and just that feeling of being loved and cherished. And I don't know, I'm like a hopeless romantic, like just having that love. I don't think I would want to give that up for the world. I don't think I would give that up for anything. But I feel like if I had never met Eric, or if I hadn't met him up to this point and I didn't know the love that I could have, I maybe would have chose to be single forever. Like, if I didn't know the difference, then I feel like I would probably just choose what I was most comfortable with and just like being a flight attendant and forego love. But also, I just want to say it's obviously possible to have both. A lot of people believe that when you are a flight attendant or you travel for work, that you can't still have a very loving and healthy relationship, marriage, kids, all of that. And I feel like there are so many different flight attendants out there that just prove that wrong and are still living with very happy lives and marriages and kids, etc. You guys have probably noticed that I'm wearing some new glasses. These are actually from the Warby Parker free home try-on program. Warby Parker is awesome. They offer everything you need for happier eyes, such as eyeglasses, sunglasses, contact lenses, and even eye exams. You can shop them online or in stores. To get the at-home try-on kit, you can go to warbyparker.com/jettingjulia and take the frames quiz. You answer a few different questions, and then from your results, you pick 5 different frames that they mail to you. You keep the box for 5 days to try them on. There's no obligation to buy them. The box ships for free and includes a prepaid return shipping label. And then once you find the ones you like, you can order those specific glasses with your prescription. Warby Warby Parker's glasses are not only stylish, they are also affordable, and I just love the concept of being able to try on the frames at home before you buy them. But I also should mention that you will receive 15% off when you purchase 2 or more pairs of prescription eyeglasses or sunglasses. So make sure that you guys click the link in my pinned comment and my video description box below so you can go to warbyparker.com/jettingjulia to get 5 pairs of glasses to try on at home for free. Thank you so much to Warby Parker for sponsoring today's video. As a flight attendant, would I rather have my favorite layover or have a difficult layover to get? For those of you who don't know, as flight attendants, we obviously have different routes, and all of that is based on seniority. So the more enticing a route is, typically the more senior that route goes, and that makes it more difficult for people who are junior like me to get, which is just part of the job. It's just part of the game. We all put in our dues and stuff like that. So not complaining about that, but there are some trips that are definitely more difficult to get just because they're more senior. So for me, I would probably choose the more difficult route as opposed to my favorite layover, just because my favorite layover is, it's a toss between Cancun, Mexico and Honolulu, Hawaii, and I've had those layovers multiple times before. Like, I feel so fortunate and lucky that I was able to go to those places multiple times, but I would rather see more of the world than less of the world, but repeat going to the same places. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Like, I would rather see new places as opposed to keep returning to the same ones, even if I love them so much. Like, I just want to see as much of the world as I possibly can before I like kick the bucket one day. I feel like I would much rather get like a more difficult layover and be able to like see that place with my own eyes. Okay, this one is funny. Would I rather fly with a plane full of demanding passengers or a plane full of rowdy college kids on their way to spring break? So I think I'm gonna choose the rowdy college kids on their way to spring break, because I feel like whenever I'm working a vacation flight, the energy is just so high and fun and everybody is so excited to be there. And I don't know, it's awesome getting to watch people live their best life and just be so excited to go to a destination for vacation or whatever. So I'm gonna choose the college kids on their way to spring break as opposed to a plane full of demanding passengers. Oh, here she comes. Hey! I'm telling you guys, it's not a video without a Luna interruption. Oh, she's just gonna sit right in front of me. She's just gonna sit at my feet right here. Okay, next question. Would I rather work an international or domestic flight? I'm gonna go with international just because it's really fun, and I don't know, especially if it's somewhere I've never been before. I just think that's awesome. And yeah, I just think they're more fun. Okay, would I rather have a beach or mountain layover / vacation? That is a good one, because normally I would always say beach. Like, I love the beach. But lately I have been really enjoying mountain trips and like being in the mountains. I'm still gonna say the beach. Even though I enjoy the mountains, you guys know me, I'm such a beach girl at heart. Like, I will always choose the beach. When I am working, would I rather have a long layover or do a turn? So as flight attendants, we have different types of trips. They can be anywhere from like 1 to 4 or even 5 days long. So a layover is when we stay the night somewhere and then we go back the next day or a few days later. And then a turn is where we fly to one destination and then immediately fly back home. It really depends. If I'm feeling homesick, then I definitely prefer to do a turn. So I'm back that same night. It's much more similar to like working a 9 to 5, but I feel like obviously one of the biggest reasons that I have my job is to travel and to see different places around the world. So I prefer to have layovers, especially since I do live farther away from the airport now. Like, if I'm gonna drive all the way to the airport, I kind of want to make it worth my time. I don't want to drive to the airport for an hour and then, you know, work 5, 6, 7 hours and then drive the 1 hour home. Like, I know a lot of people have to do that with their office jobs and their office commutes and stuff like that, but if I can choose not to do that, that would be preferable. Okay, this one is funny. Would I rather work a shift with Eric or Miss Luna? I think it would be awesome to work with Miss Luna just because she's so cute, but then again, she would just sit there. Like, she would just sit in the seats, and it's not like she would do anything. So I'm probably gonna say Eric, because I think it would be so fun to work a flight with him. Imagine me and Eric on the beverage cart, like serving drinks, and oh my gosh, that would be hilarious. I think Eric would be really good in the galley because he is a super organized person, and so he would like be really good at putting everything exactly where it needs to go and stuff like that. So I think that would be really fun. So between the two, I think I would rather work a flight with Eric. Would I rather work with a friend to a boring destination or travel solo to an exciting one? I'm gonna say work with a friend to a boring destination because I miss my best friend Tiffany so much from Dallas, and there was 1 month where we got to buddy bid, and it was like the most fun work month of my entire life. Like, I absolutely loved getting to work with her and fly with her. And even like this one night when we had like a boring layover, I can't even remember where it was, we just ordered burgers and watched a movie and hung out in bed, and it was the most fun. It was like having a sleepover with your best friend, and we got to work together. Would I rather spend a day off hiking or reading? I'm gonna say I would rather spend the day off reading, just because if it's my day off, I want to just be chill. Like, I don't really want to be doing anything at all. And actually the most hiking that I do is on my flight attendant trips, because I'm going to these cool destinations where I can hike and where I can go do things. Whereas when I'm at home, I don't really want to spend the time to drive somewhere to go hiking when I already do that when I travel. The only way I would want to do that is if I was with Eric and Luna or my family. Yeah, I think I would rather just spend the day off reading. If you didn't know, I am a huge, and I mean huge, bookworm. I absolutely love to read. I probably love to read as much as I love to travel, honestly. And I think I hit my goal this year already of reading 50 books, so I upped it to 75 books. So yeah, if you need any book recommendations, let me know in the comments below, and I'll tell you exactly what I think you should read. Okay, would I rather have the ability to instantly teleport to any destination, or to be able to speak and understand every language fluently while working as a flight attendant? Wow, okay. I'm gonna go with teleport, just because I have always thought the idea of being able to teleport would be so cool. It reminds me of, oh my gosh, what is it called in Harry Potter when they have the, oh, what is it called? It's on the tip of my tongue. Where they can like touch the objects and then it like immediately teleports them to the next destination. I always thought that was so cool growing up, and I wish that was real. I do think it would be amazing, obviously, to be able to speak every single language and be able to communicate with everybody. But the only reason why I didn't choose that is because I use Google Translate a lot on the plane if I'm having difficulty communicating with a passenger, and I just feel like that works well enough to be able to assist them and to help them in whatever way they need. So I just think it would be so cool to be able to teleport. So I'm gonna pick that. Would I rather fly with a plane full of celebrities or a plane full of USA Olympic team members? Oh, without a doubt, USA Olympic team members. I was an athlete. I was a gymnast for 17 years. When I was younger, it was my goal to go to the Olympics, but I just had way too many injuries and it was just not in the cards for me. But yeah, I think Olympic athletes are absolutely incredible, and I have so much respect for them. Not that I don't have respect for celebrities too, but I guess I just feel like I can relate to the athletes more because I was an athlete myself. And so I just think that would be so cool, especially if it was a gymnastics team. I would fangirl so hard if the gymnastics team was ever on my flight. Would I rather do a 3 to 4 day international trip or a 2 to 4 day tropical trip with Eric? Why not both? Okay, so if I'm traveling with Eric, I actually would love to do an international trip with him, especially somewhere where they speak French, because Eric speaks French. He's fluent in that language, and so I think it would be really awesome to just see him immersed in the culture speaking French, and he could help us navigate and get around everywhere super easily. And yeah, so I'm gonna go with that, although I do love my tropical trips. But I just think like if I had to choose between the two, I would definitely want to utilize Eric's skills of being bilingual and yeah, be able to do that. Okay, so this one is gonna have flight attendants probably disagreeing with me a lot, but this one is, would I rather have a bad crew and a good layover or a good crew, bad layover? So most flight attendants would say they'd rather have a good crew with a bad layover. I'm the opposite. I would rather have a bad crew with a good layover, only because my layovers are my time of like independence and peace and getting to do something I'm passionate about, which is like seeing and traveling and just doing things in new destinations. sometimes. So for me, I can kind of deal with coworkers that maybe I don't see eye to eye with, or I just don't really click with. And I feel like that's because I'm typically like pretty easygoing, pretty go with the flow. I don't know, like I can get along with most people. So that's just my opinion. Okay, would I rather fly to a foodie city or one known for outstanding tourist attractions? So for me personally, I think I would rather fly to a city that had outstanding tourist attractions, only because I am much more of like an adventurous spirit kind of person as opposed to a foodie. I love food though, like I really do. I love eating food and trying new foods from different cultures. But with that said, I also am still a pretty picky eater, and I kind of stick to what I know even when I'm traveling to different destinations. Like you guys all know I love margarita pizza, and so I kind of get that wherever I go just because it's what I'm comfortable with and I know most of the time I'm going to like it. But I mean, obviously there are certain places around the world where I'm sure that I wouldn't be able to get that, so I would then be forced to eat something else. Obviously you have to eat, and like I love trying new foods, but I like seeing places more than eating the food there, if that makes sense. So I would rather go do a bunch of like really cool tourist attractions than do like a food tour throughout a city. But that's just me. Would I rather go out with crew on my layover or by myself? So most people would rather go out with other crew members, but for me, I actually prefer to go out alone because I like to do things on my own time, my own pacing. I want to do exactly what I want to do and not really have to rely on other people, especially people that I don't know that well. Like I might have just met them on that flight, so I don't really know how I vibe with them outside of work. And also when I film for YouTube, I feel really awkward filming around other people. It sounds weird because like I don't feel awkward filming in like a public place where there's just people around me because I don't know them. I don't have to interact with them. Like I'm never gonna see them again, but that crew member I do have to interact with, and I am going to be around them, and I don't want to, not that anyone's ever judged me for it, but like I don't want to feel judged for it or like wonder what they're thinking about it or make them feel awkward that there's like a camera around them. Yeah, I would rather just go out by myself and be able to just do everything that I want to do and be able to film without worrying about other people. Okay, would I rather as a flight attendant serve drinks or food when working a flight? So I actually, like on international flights, you know, where we have like the chicken or the pasta or whatever, I actually really like serving the food. I think that one is really fun just because I get to serve drinks on pretty much every flight that I work. I don't always get to serve food, so I think I would much rather serve the food. Okay, when I am working, would I rather gain an hour or two flying to the destination or gain it when I return back home? That is a really good question. I think I would rather gain an hour or two when I'm flying to the destination, and the only reason why I'm saying that is because I have really liked flying the transcons out of Philly. So like I'll go from Philly to Seattle or to LA, San Francisco, places like that, and I like getting there and it's only like 8 or 9 p.m. Whereas here it's 11 or 12, and then I don't know, I just feel like I have more time to my layover. Okay, and this one kind of goes along with that, but when you're working, would you rather have multiple flights in one day or one long one? So I personally prefer one long flight as opposed to 2 or 3 shorter flights in one day. It just seems like it's working smarter, not harder. Like I have the one long flight, which might be worth like the same amount of hours as working the 2 or 3 flights, but I only have to do like the safety demo once. There's only one boarding, one deplaning, and you know, there's multiple services. Like the services are kind of the same, but I don't know, it's just it's one up, one flight, and one down, as opposed to like up, down, up, down, up, down. For me, I just feel like it's easier on my body. It's just easier all around, and it's just what I personally prefer, is to just do one long flight. Okay, would I rather have a layover in Italy or Greece? So this one is hard because I haven't been to either destination, so I honestly feel like I can't answer this, but just based on aesthetic and appearance and food, I'm gonna go with Italy. But that doesn't mean that I also don't want to go to Greece. Like I want to go to each one equally as bad, but I guess if I had to right this moment choose between the two, I would choose Italy. Okay, would I rather sit in the window or an aisle seat? So this depends on how long the flight is. If it's a really long flight, then I would definitely prefer to sit in the aisle because I probably would have to get up at some point to go to the bathroom. But if it's a shorter flight, then I would definitely prefer the window seat. Okay, this is a good question. Would I rather lose my phone or my wallet? I'm gonna go probably would lose my cell phone, just because I feel like a phone is a lot easier to replace than a wallet. Like a wallet, you're losing your money, your credit cards, your debit cards, your ID, whereas a phone, as much as it would suck to lose, you can buy a new one. So I don't know, I feel like I would rather, oh, that's tough, because what if you're like somewhere that you've never been before and you're trying to get back, and I guess you just have to ask locals for directions. But yeah, I think I would rather lose my phone. Okay, next question. Would I rather work on the Boeing 737 or the Airbus 321? Airbus all the way. I love Airbus. I love Airbus. I love Airbus. I love Airbus because there's more room and there's the bathroom in the middle of the plane, which is just so convenient for crew and passengers. And I just feel like there's more space. I like the galley more. I like the setup of the plane more. I feel like it's a smoother ride. It's a smoother landing. All just my opinion. But yes, I love Airbus. Okay, I have a few more questions for you guys. So, okay, would I rather go back to being based in DFW or continue being based here in Philadelphia? Absolutely continue being based here in Philadelphia. Personally, I just feel so much happier here. I like the trips a lot more here. I have more opportunity for international here. We have family here. I like the airport better. My seniority is better here. For me, it is just such a better fit. Yeah, I feel like this is where I am meant to be. Would I rather be a pilot or remain as a flight attendant? Absolutely remain as a flight attendant. I have zero negative, however much desire to ever become a pilot. I like being a flight attendant. I do not ever want to become a pilot. It just freaks me out, okay? The idea of flying the plane freaks me out. I don't even enjoy driving a car, so I can't even imagine how I would feel trying to fly an airplane. And also you have to go through so much school. For me, like, I have so much respect for our pilots, but I don't ever want to do that. Like, I don't ever want to be a pilot. I am so happy as a flight attendant. Okay, would I rather work an all-nighter turn or an Odan? So an all-nighter turn is basically where you fly somewhere and then you fly right back, but it's all overnight. So it's kind of like the graveyard night shift, but an Odan stands for on duty all night. But basically like the last flight out somewhere, and then you stay at the hotel for 5 to 6 hours, and then it's the first flight out the next morning. But for me, I would rather not even go to the hotel. Like, I would rather just continue to like get my hours and fly. By the time that you deplane, get in the shuttle, get to the hotel, shower, get ready for bed, you maybe only get 2-3 hours of sleep, and then you have to wake up, get ready, and go back. And I don't know, for me, I would rather just power through and just do the whole night and then be done. Okay, so last question, we're gonna end on a really fun one, and that is, would I rather have a shopping spree in Milan with first class tickets, or would I rather go to Bora Bora and stay in an overwater bungalow for a week? Definitely Bora Bora overwater bungalow for a week. That is my dream vacation. Eric and I have talked about honeymooning somewhere like that one day. All right, you guys, so this was a really fun video to make. If you have any other would you rather questions, put them in the comment section below, and if I get enough, I'll probably do a part 2 to this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you again so much to Warby Parker for sponsoring this video. Make sure that you guys click that link in my video description box below so you can get your free at-home try-on kit, so you can get some awesome glasses just like this. I hope that you all are having a fabulous day. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!